Hello Cancer gang, welcome to my channel Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. This will be a general tarot reading for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Guys, these are general messages. That means not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there. So please do come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. And ultimately, if the messages don't resonate, release them. Assume they are going out to someone else. Though I do hope there is lots of gems and wisdom that you can take away in this tarot reading that speak to you, that motivate you, empower you, inspire you. That's my goal here today, all right? So let's connect with my fabulous Cancer gang. What do we got going on for the Cancers? What is a storyline that I can share with them in the coming weeks that may resonate with them for Cancer? One more shuffle, guys, and we'll hop in. Ooh, my shuffles are bad today. Sorry, I lied to you. One more shuffle. I hate when they stick out like that. There we go. All right, for Cancer. Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. Show me potato salad. Just kidding. Was that Family Feud? Anyway, moving on. Ooh, the Fool. All right, what is the Fool headed towards? You're going with your companion, with your buddy. It may actually be your pet. You may be moving to a new town or somewhere local. It may not require plane travel, but yes, some of you might be moving. It's almost like you have to go and collect something that was, I know this is a weird message, but it's like it was supposed to be sent to you, but I don't know if it got lost in transit or something. It could literally be a package that's like sitting at a facility and it was supposed to come to you, but you have to go get it. Now, again, these are general readings, guys, so you may have to put that in context of where it makes sense for you. This could be, I don't know, this could even be needing to go and pick your child up because it's like the bus got a flat tire or something like that. Literally, as like the kids' cards come out. That's really funny. Interesting. All right, so why are we being told that? Yeah, there was confusion or chaos in the mix here, and it's like you have to step in and reestablish order. This could even be a metaphor for some of you guys, like if your children are fighting, especially if they were like, I was getting this idea of like, okay, guys, like I have to take care of this, go play in the yard for 2 hours and, you know, be safe, look out for each other. And it's something like you just can't catch a break because there was something that was supposed to be easy and fun for you. It's almost like you took a day off or a day to like chill or unwind or just do that thing you've been wanting to do. And I don't mean to like depress you. Like I'm going to give you some gems about this, but it's almost like, are you kidding me? Like you set yourself up to have this nice thing, right? Even if it's just an hour, there's something you were looking forward to, very much like Fool, just like pleasure and innocence and just easy, lighthearted energy. And I don't know, there's something about this. It's like the reverse 3 of Wands, which is waiting for your ships to come in. It's like you have to go and get them. And it may involve something with your children or even your friends. I could even, like, I don't know why this would be super relevant, but I could even get a message of, like, your friend said they were going to meet at your place, and it's like, oh, no, we're meeting at the restaurant. You have to come. And you're just like, what? Like, interesting. Like, and, like, I say interesting, but I'm also, like, not that interesting. Like, why am I being shown this? There's confusion or conflict about something. And, again, there's no waiting for it to come to you. You have to go and get it. And it disturbs you a little bit, but I can tell, okay, this has to do with practicing good emotional intelligence because while you could allow this minor deterrence or like small aggravation, you could flip your lid on this. You could come in just like a bat out of hell and kind of like shouting and screaming at everybody. I honestly think this happens in my water signs a lot. This is like a test of your emotional intelligence. Like the universe threw you an unexpected curveball. It's Aries season. So by default, a lot of my Cancers are like, all right, this is a little uncomfortable. How about that fire energy, right? I think your attitude will make a world of difference going into this. So you can fight it tooth and nail. You can go in and just be really savage and, you know, out with the fangs and the claws. But I ultimately don't think that is going to help the situation. I think you're being asked to essentially go in and take care of business. I'm almost getting like a lawyer, like don't take no for an answer. You're going to get what you want, but you may end up... It's like your strategy. I don't know if this makes sense, but it's almost like you're going to kill him with kindness, but like you're not leaving until you get that thing that is yours. And so for some of you, it does have to do with going to pick up a physical, tangible possession or an object or I'm coming up with all these scenarios, but again, they're not like life or death things, so I don't mean to scare you guys. I'll give you another message, but it came up for a reason, so maybe it'll just help you guys like keep your chill in a week when something like this happens, because you'll remember, okay, the universe is just, it's allowing you to become comfortable with unexpected disturbances, but ultimately it's up to you whether you allow it to disturb your peace of mind. This could be someone who borrows a thing from you, and then they're like, oh, hey, do you mind picking it up? Because, whatever, I can't come bring it to you. And you're just like, but it's my thing. Like it's almost like you're going above and beyond the call of duty. I don't know what you want to say, but it kind of feels like you got the short end of the stick. So again, you can whine and complain about it, but my strong, emotionally high-vibing Cancers are going to be like, this is not the end of the world. Like, I could choose to give a fuck about this, or I could just be like, you know what? Fine. Like, and it's not that you're trying to cater to make other people comfortable, because there's some sort of involvement or investment on why you would need to go get this. I don't question that you're going to be like, oh, well, find your own ride then. It's not that, because I absolutely see you going out to do this. It's just a little bit of a hassle. It disturbs your flow. It disrupts your day, but you're going to do it anyway. Any more indication on what this is? And then I'm going to switch storylines, because to be honest, I don't know what to do with this. This deck has been giving me such great readings. And I mean, I'm sure this is going to be valuable to some of you out there, but it's so general. I'm just kind of like, why am I doing this? Yeah, this is about mother and children, or it could be about your mother, Cancer. It could be about your child. There was a miscommunication about like pickup times or a delivery, or again, a borrowed object or possession that was supposed to come back to you. Yeah, there's like disappointment. And you have the choice of whether you're going to keep it kosher, like keep the peace among the group or not. And a lot of you, it's like you're questioning, do I bite my tongue or do I tell this person how angry I am? I think what you're being asked is it worth it? By, what is the term? Like blowing smoke, blowing your lid. I don't know what the term is, but by you sounding off and giving these people or this person a piece of your mind, ultimately, what is it going to do? I think that's just what you're being asked. And I guess in the grand scheme of things, is this message that important? No, but is it helpful to you? Yes, because I think it's a message saying, priorities, Cancer. Is it worth getting all in a tizzy about this thing that really, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter? So you have to take an extra trip to go pick up that thing that was supposed to, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's small potatoes, and I am just like you. We are human beings. We get razzled and frazzled about dumb shit that doesn't matter, and when we're in the moment, it seems like life and death. Especially my water signs, especially Cancer and Scorpio, right? When something doesn't go our way, it gets, we can get a little bit, annoyed by it. And I think this is just a simple reminder, like, breathe. Take a step back and understand this is not life and death. It just isn't. This is a small inconvenience. And I think maybe you're setting yourself up for good karma by recognizing that maybe an older version of you would have popped off very quickly. And now you're like, no. Like, I've grown from this point. As much as it's not my responsibility to do this, I shouldn't have to do it. The universe threw me a curveball. And you know what? Whatever I'm getting on the other end of this means enough to me where I'm willing to go and do it and bite my lip. It's not necessarily condoning the behavior of the people who slipped up or didn't deliver on their promise, but I don't know, it shows strength of character that you're going to grin and bear it or something like that. It's like a karmic reward. The universe is testing you just to see if you really have kind of been able to practice emotional intelligence, and this is you literally putting it into action. That's the best I can give you. Because, again, it's so general for me. But anyway, I hope that helps someone who needs to hear it. How are we doing for time? That was a long 9 minutes. I'm with you. Okay, let's do one more. We'll switch decks. No, actually, I don't want to switch decks. This deck has been so good. I was so excited to use it for Cancer. Yeah, and I know it kind of seems like it would be kind of kitschy, but it's been giving me really good messages, so let's try one more. Let's connect with a new group of Cancers. Thank you for the messages, though, Spirit. I don't want to be cocky, like, that wasn't it. But, those messages are good, right? Tarot is meant to help us grow and empower us, so I think that's a good message. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Shrug it off. One more message for Cancer. Let's connect with a new group of Cancers or a new message that would be helpful to my Cancer collective out there. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Two of Cups. Ooh, who's with me? Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Empress. Okay. The Page of Swords. All right. So my first reaction to this was two offers coming in around the same time. I know this is completely off the rocker, and again, this is going to be for like one of you. I'm almost getting that possibly romantically, there's competition among siblings. So it could be that like you and your sister, or you gender non-specific, but or you and your brother are competing for the same person. Or, again, I know this is uber specific, I'm going to move away from it, but I'm even getting the idea of twins competing for your attention, Cancer. Does that make any sense? Or if it's not twins, it could be like brothers in a family, and like maybe you dated one, but you're interested in the other. There's something about like of the same family, if that makes sense. And obviously not, don't make it weird. It's not incestuous. But there's something about two offers come in and they're very much vying for your attention, or they're in something not in competition. So I don't know which one you are, but I have to be honest, for most of you, especially my female Cancers, it's like they're trying to impress you because they know you're the Empress. There may be, I don't know why this always comes up in Cancer's readings, and I cringe because I don't like this message. Like, I don't like being someone who kind of perpetuates the myth of like the step monster, but I do get that in your readings a lot. And so I don't know who it's for. I don't know if any of you relate to it, but I do sense there could be troubled relationships with a stepmother or a mother-in-law, if that makes sense. It's like you really like the guy or the girl, but you're like, oh my god, but I can't stand their mother. Or the opposite, like, oh, why does their mother hate me? Like there's some weird relationship, but I don't think it's your mother for most of you. If it is, it's not about you and your mother, it's about your mother's perspective on this person. Like they may be interjecting like, I don't like him, I don't love the vibe, I don't know. But let's find out about the actual people, because that's what's more important, are the people in the relationship. So, yeah, I'm almost getting like a game of cat and mouse. So I almost think that Cancer, you may be feeling a little bit cocky or up on your high horse because you have two people vying for your attention. Now I'm curious to know though, do you really like them, or is it just like, Cancer, you know I love you, but there's a small vibe to this where it's like, well, this is pleasant. Like, it's almost like I don't usually have options, but like, there's something about you're enjoying it, but I'm not sure how invested you actually are in these people. So, why is that coming up? Page of Swords. Oh, because you have to cut one free. That's why the Page of Swords is coming up, because I think you're messaging with two people, or at least you're thinking about. So there's the conclusion where someone either has to reach out, if all this is more like body language or the idea of like subtle flirtation, like maybe it's on social media or whatever. It's like, is someone actually going to step up and say something and like confess or profess their feelings? For some of you, that's the message, like someone needs to break the ice. Others of you, it's like, again, if you're messaging or dating or going around, it's like you kind of need to bring the hammer down on one so that it's two, right? You have a lot of twos, you have a lot of duality, and I would say like there's three people here. So and there's something about taking off the mask. So that says to me, one person may be putting on some sort of guise. And I'm sorry that this is non-specific, but it's general. So I'm going to do my best to work my way through it. But for some of you, this idea of wearing the mask means that this person puts on an illusion. There's a false perception that you may be thinking, oh, they're so great. But once the mask falls and you actually get to know them, more or less, it doesn't have to do with physical superficiality. It's more just like, ooh, yeah, no, the thing is, you don't have to question that because your gut already tells you exactly what you need to know, Cancer. I promise you, if this is your reading and you're deciding between two, if you look past the superficiality of, well, they're cuter, or they have nicer eyes, or, whatever that criteria or list is, your gut reaction, it very likely has to do with their actions or what you feel their intention is. So more than likely for a lot of you, it's like they're really cute, but like they don't respond to my messages. Your intuition is telling you that for a reason, because maybe they have options, right? If you're not the one who has options, then light bulb just went off. This may be who you're dealing with. And again, you'll know if this is your message because that thought has already crossed your mind. Cancer, you're one of the most intuitive signs ever. Please trust your gut. Please trust your emotions. It doesn't need to come from a place of fear or jealousy. More so, release control. If the divine is sending you messages like, yeah, there's something not a little bit off about that one, then trust, okay, I'm just going to let go because that one is clearly not for me. Like, I want someone who's in it with me. And for some of you, maybe that's the final test of releasing one who you have trepidations about. Maybe it ushers in a new cycle in your dating life or romantic life, or, oh, you have two options, right? Then you get to choose. You get to be choosy. Yeah, look for reciprocity. If you reach out to this person, do they reach out to you back? Is there balance? Is there equality in this? There's something about twins too, so possibly something with a Gemini, or maybe the twin flame. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole, but it's your reading, so however you want to interpret this. But I would also say that it could have to do with I just lost my train of thought. Stop it. What was it? The twin. So, I don't know. Somebody in this relationship might be a twin. I don't know. There aren't people cards other than you, so I'm having trouble assigning who's who. So I don't know. Give me one on candidate number 1. Red and green. That's how I'm going to establish it. Those are your two options. You have red and you have green. Red is going to take off the mask and reveal something more to you. And maybe that's a sign. Is that someone's name? Is that their color of their hair? Is that, I don't know. Red. Is that the beginning of someone's last name? Like Redmond or something? I don't know. Tell me about red. That just is how I have to do it. What's the deal with red? I can tell, yeah, they're the one wearing a mask. So for most of you, it's a falsity. They're putting on a false guise that, oh, they're a good guy, they're a sweet girl, but really it's like they got some fucked up shit going on. Others of you, the guise is that you didn't know that they liked you, but you had a crush on them. And if that's so, the Page of Swords may be indicating they're going to remove the mask and be like, hey, I like you too. Or, hey, do you want to go out? And you may be like, oh, like they like me back. So for some of you, it's good. 9 of Cups. So there's wish fulfillment there. See, I think it's that they dream about you, or vice versa. Tell me, yeah, you guys are going to go out for coffee, or maybe you already did. Hierophant, someone in this relationship, maybe a teacher or a professor, or very spiritual, doing work in a church or among spiritual groups, or leading the band, leading the class, performing in front of groups, if that makes any sense. That may be related to their career. That it may involve a Capricorn as well. Yeah, I don't know. I have to be honest. I don't dislike those vibes. So that's interesting that the whole mask metaphor, because I guess for most of you, with the clarifiers that came out about red, what they're revealing is that they actually do like you, so you're going to get your wish. And I suppose with the Magician, it could go either way. Most of you, I want to be clear, I am, for the most part, supporting this. For the select few of you, again, I think you get your wish and that you get to connect with this person. Others of you, you're going to realize with the Magician and removing of the mask, there was a slight illusion of the way they present themselves isn't necessarily their authentic truth. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, though. It could just be that, whatever, on social media or in the office, whatever, they come off as very poised and confident or whatever. But when you meet them, they're actually kind of nervous. Like, it could be something like that where you're like, oh, that's not who I thought you were. But yeah, the more I dig deeper into this, I don't dislike it. I think it just contradicts your initial view of them. But they actually have very strong cards, and whatever this is, whether it works out for the long term or not, there's wish fulfillment there. So I like that. The Hierophant does have to do with commitment, long-term stability. It's more traditional. There is something about maybe traditional religion or something like that, but the Magician says to me there's a good amount of communication that comes in from this person, and also there's that sort of kismet, magical connection there. All right, so this other candidate here. This one may be the one who has weird stuff going on with the mother. I'm not sure. Tell me about green. So that was red, whatever that means. That may make sense to you guys later, too. Like, even if those color associations, you're like, why the fuck is she? Like, I don't really know. I'm just being called to say it that way. So, yeah, something about green. I don't know. There may be something with a mother or something that has spoiled or gone rotten. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Boy, I'm not really putting in a good word for them. All right, let's unbiased. Tell me about green. Tell me about green. What is this other option? Cancer, I'm kind of having fun with your reading. Ace of Swords. I like that too. This person may be a little bit defensive at first. Only, again, because it has to do with ego, not wanting to be super vulnerable with you at first. So they'll only let you get so close at first. But let's see, because I have a feeling they're going to let their guard down. Let's see. Woo. Justice. Okay, so possibly a Libra. I see you on the fence, almost like the scales. Truth and justice. And the moon. All right, so Pisces maybe. So funny. In this, there's a lot of people cards. Oh, okay, so just be careful this one isn't married, too. The red one. With the Hierophant, that's the only thing, because this seems kind of newish with Two of Cups and Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I generally, I do like the cards. If they're married, that could be the only kind of kink in the plan, and that's why there's 3 people coming up, which is interesting, because then in this one, there's like no people coming up. So I'm like, all right, let's see. What can I get off of these cards? Possibly something with an air sign or someone ruled by Mercury, so Gemini or Virgo. And then you also have Pisces, so maybe it's a Pisces who has very strong Aquarian influences. You know, just putting it out there. Something about pets. Someone in this relationship may have like a really cute dog or cat or a pet that, I don't know, something about that may be significant or just a confirmation. I don't know what to do with this. Why are you showing me both justice? Clarify justice and clear it. Swords. So I don't know if you trust this person. Because they hold back a lot, or you feel like you can never quite penetrate them, or get beneath the surface. Like, it might be too surface level, because, you know, as much as my Cancers can kind of put on this, oh, hi, how are you, and, you know, social norms and, you know, polite mannerisms, that kind of thing, it's like eventually you have to have those real conversations, and I'm not sure this person can do that. I think this person hides a lot of fear or a lot of insecurity. Why the moon? The moon has a duality. The moon can be shadow side, it can be fear, it can be illusions, it can be, again, a shadow side or needing to face something but not wanting to move towards it or work through their own anxieties, or Knight of Pentacles. But I think they would do it for you. I sort of get that this has like a lot of baggage, and it's not necessarily all bad, but you would have to practice extreme patience in this relationship, because you can't force this person to get past their own anxiety. You can make them feel welcome, and you can, you know, try and say things that put them at ease, but ultimately, I think this person holds on to a lot of pain from their past. They may have an ex who did a lot of damage to them, and so as much as they want to move forward and they try and, you know, be internally balanced, when things start to escalate or get more serious, it almost acts as a trigger, and it brings up all these old anxieties and like sort of Piscean, like this swell of overwhelming emotions. The thing is, though, they're showing up and they're trying to work past it, but it does come with a little bit of trial and error. And so again, if you are really invested in this person, and if the pros outweigh the cons, know that it's not impossible. I see them showing up and wanting to do the work, but Knight of Pentacles says brace yourself, because this is a slow journey with this person. But ultimately, Cancer, I think that might be a good thing for you to practice, because ultimately it's like, if it starts off hot and heavy, it may burn out rather quick. There's something about this where this person does have a little bit of internal healing work to do. And I think there's a misconception that always has to be done alone and single and individually. And I mean, I would even argue ideally, because then that person isn't having to deal with the pressure of needing to take care of a relationship when they can't take care of themselves. They need to be able to take care of themselves first. And the thing is, I think that they can do that. I think they've reached a point where they're ready to put themselves back out there and step out there and try dating or connecting with people again. But because maybe they have been out of that world for a while, that when they start to step back into that again, it brings a flood of memories or emotions back of maybe things that didn't go right. So if you can ease into this, and this is important, do not put a ton of pressure on them initially. By all means, I think you need to be a big advocate of honesty, and, you know, share with me how you're feeling as much as you can. And if you're not in this, let's just, you know, like, open up channels for very honest communication. But again, if you allow this person to kind of ease into it and keep their emotional, mental, internal balance, I think potentially they would like to walk down this road with you. Knight of Pentacles. Now, I'm just posing, do you have the patience to do that? Is it going to feel like a chore? You know, that's going to be a little bit different for all of you. I could see there being a little bit of, I don't know, frustration in this, but I think because you like this person, you're willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. So that's beautiful in itself, but just make sure you don't end up mothering this person, Cancer, right? Because you and I know that you have a tendency to do that, right? I say that with love, Cancer. And I'm only saying that you do need to protect your energy. You need to look out for yourself and don't ever get into a relationship with the idea of, oh, I can fix them. And I know it comes from a good place. It's not ego. It's not superficiality. It's like, oh, you need help and I love to help people. Just be very cognizant of that this person needs to do their own healing work, much in the same way that you've been responsible for your own healing work, right? This person needs to meet you halfway. You guys kind of need to be on the same level. I think this person is getting there, but they're still sort of finding their footing. So I would keep this, and I mean, this is one tarot reader, right? I would keep this a little bit loosey-goosey so that you're not tying yourself down to being with this one person. And I don't necessarily mean you need to be sleeping with half the city, but if that's what you want to do, you know, who am I to say you can't? But I would give this time, and I guess what I'm saying is maybe allow this to be a strong friendship before you make it something else, because otherwise I think it's going to be too fast, too soon for whoever this is on the other end of it. That's what I mean, though. I really do think that you have two options here, and I think there's going to be elements of surprises here for you too. The idea of revealing the mask, maybe that has to do with this person too. The idea of they come off so confident, but as you get to know them, you find out they're kind of riddled with anxiety. This person may really struggle with anxiety, especially an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're all up in their head. And again, I think it's something that transpired in the past, but it's like they're working their way through it, but they haven't quite reached the finish line of, I've released my ex, or I don't feel this way about myself anymore. I think victory is coming for them. I think universe is even saying, yeah, this could be good, but give it a little space, give it a little time. Don't force it to happen. And again, that might be the one where someone has mommy issues too. And I hate to be so crude in calling it that, but more or less, they could have severe anxiety that stemmed from something from their childhood, especially your Virgo. So again, just things to be aware of. All right, Cancer, this turned into a long ass reading. Shocker. Anyway, if you made it this far, you guys are my people. Thank you so much. Please remember to like the video, to share and subscribe. Other than that, I will see you next Monday for more tarot. Bye, guys.